Pax Autocratica. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Build a grand totalitarian colony, then personally storm roguelike battlefields with your soldiers. Shape citizens' fears, loyalties, bonds and feuds. Capture enemies, convert them into true believers. Or just execute them. It's all fun. Capture enemies, convert them into true believers. Sacrifice the weak. Feed the strong. Wield absolute power and make every life bend to your will. Now guys, this isn't about the Green Party. This is a game that's just come out. It came into early access a few days ago, and my goodness, it's a cracking little game, this. Some parts are absolutely outstanding. The whole idea is brilliant. It copies ideas from loads of games that you'll recognise if you start playing this. But that's fine, I don't mind that, as long as they improvise on it, which is exactly what these have done. Let's start with the graphical options. There's a few things that you can twiddle and tweak, and it ran absolutely fine on my system. 1080p, 60 frames a second, no problem. No frame drops whatsoever on a SSD, but I did try it on an HDD and I did get frame drops every now and then. So you really do need an SSD for this game to be absolutely butterly smooth, which is what it is on my system. Graphics look alright as well. They're nothing amazing, but they're pretty decent. They're certainly serviceable. But the whole idea of the game is that you are in charge. You are a complete dictatorial bastard. Do what you want. And you're on this planet and you're building your base. There's a shit ton of buildings that you can build. And you're building an army, let's be honest. You're building an army. You have to be fully self-sufficient with that army. You've got to grow stuff for them to eat. You've got to make barracks for them, train them, research. Loads of stuff to research, weapons, armor. It uses the color schemes of RPGs, green, blue, purple, orange. You build spaceships, research space stations, all kinds of, well, not space stations, space kind of airports. What do you call them? Fuck it, we'll just go with space airport. I like that. A space airport. That's cool. So you build a space airport and you can recruit different ships from that. And then you head off into space and conquer the galaxy. Now, the thing is, you start off with just one Gadget. One Gadget on your side, this robot guy. You then head off in your spaceship and you can only carry one guy with that. So you and your Gadget head off into space. And in space, there's 4 sectors. One isn't built yet. It comes out when the game fully releases. But there's 3 sectors that you can go to. The pretty basic, easy one to start with, and then they get progressively harder. To move from one sector to the other, you have to get the enemy level up to a certain level. You do that by hanging around and kicking their asses on different planets. And then you'll get a mission, a series of missions to conquer to move on to the next actual stage. It takes a long time to do that. But the good thing is this. As you go around in space, you will be mining stuff, and you'll be coming across space stations, all kinds of things. And you go down and attack space stations, spaceships, board them, land on planets, all this stuff, and you have to fight off the enemies and conquer that area. And the gunplay in these areas is fantastic. It's really top draw gunplay in this game. Loads of different weapons that all feel completely unique. A lot of them have alternative fire modes as well. You, on top of that, have, I think, 4 or 5 abilities, and you also have kit like grenades, shields, and all kinds of stuff that you can use as well. You also unlock these special, the kind of like perks that reset after every expedition that you do. As you're progressing through a planet that you're fighting through, it comes down from the sky, this kind of like a supply crate, I guess. And you have 3 random abilities that you can take that will be kind of perks for your gun. One of the best ones that I had was missiles. It randomly fires missiles when you attack an enemy, and you can build on that with other cards that come, other drops, I guess, that come down, making more missiles, make the missiles fire more continuous, make the missiles more powerful, and things like that. So you can become really, really overpowered. Well, not really overpowered. Yes, overpowered. It's awesome. What is hilarious is that as you are fighting the enemy, you can, when they're injured, you can fire this special net at them, like you can in Pal World, and capture them. And they'll fight against their will to not be captured. But if you beat them up enough, they're gonna cave. Some will never cave and would rather die. But you can capture them. You put them on your spaceship, and when the battle's over, unless you're going to go conquering other worlds, which you probably will first, Providing you survive all of this, when you get back home, you put them in prison and start interrogating them and electrocuting them and torturing them until they say, all right, Mac, I'll join you, Mac, I'll join you. And that's how you get your army, guys. It's great. You get your army like that, and then you build more spaceships, and you have a convoy of ships with shit tons of troops in, and you head off into the galaxy, and you have wars, guys. It turns into Mountain Blade in space once you've done that. And it's hilarious. There's just hell on. Now, the AI isn't excellent. There's boss fights. There's elite guys out there. It's serviceable, but it needs work. I mean, it's early access. A lot of this game needs work. But it's so much damn fun to play. It's very repetitive because it's a roguelike. So basically how the roguelike element works in this is, let's say the sector you're in, let's say you're in the first sector, for example, which is where I spent a lot of time. You go up in space, you attack maybe, I don't know, 3 different planets. You get a great load of resources from that, stuff that you can research points, building materials and stuff. You come back down to your planet. You use all of them resources to build more buildings, research more stuff. You go back up into space, everything's reset up there. So you have to kill the same kind of areas again, get a shit ton of resources, come back down, use them to build up and build up and build up. Go back up into space, kick their asses again, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So that's the roguelike kind of element in this, that they kind of reset all the resources up there until you want to do the big boss mission of that sector. You have to hang around up there attacking bases until you get the enemy really annoyed, and then the base will reveal itself where you can go, and then you have your big boss fight, and then you take them down, and then you can move on. That's basically how the game works. It's 20 notes, I think, actually, let me check. It's $24.99, 70% off at the minute, so you can get it for £20.74. It's worth a buy, as it is, absolutely. It's the kind of game that you will just sit back and just sink the hours in. It is just going to eat your life, this game, hours-wise. But it is fun. It gets a bit repetitive when you're doing a bit of a grind for a couple of buildings that you want. But once you've got past that, it's not too bad at all. It's fun. There's loads of decisions that you can make, things that you can do. You can execute people publicly, hang their body up for everybody to see. Your guys age as well, so they get older and they get retired. You can exile them from your base if they've become old and useless. You have to look after them. You have to have barracks for them, places for them to sleep. You've got kitchens. You assign the people to different jobs. Everybody has a complete CV with them, so you can see what they're good at, what they're bad at, and you just decide by a simple system of a checkbox what jobs they can do, what jobs they can't do. And then when it's time for war, you just press the button and they all come into your ship. And off you go, and they now turn into absolute kick-ass, badass soldiers. So there it is, guys. Pax Autocratica. Definitely worth a buy.